Hello, my budgeting friends. How are you doing today? Happy Friday. Happy Friday the 13th. This is payday. I have a brand new paycheck to budget today. Welcome back to Managing Mona's Mullah. I am Mona. This channel is all about bi-weekly paycheck budgeting, cash stuffing, my cash envelopes, and my savings challenges, and my very important mission of paying off my mortgage note early so that I can retire early. So I welcome you to join me on my journey as I endeavor to complete my financial goals. I could not resist, so I am going to begin using my Budget by Paycheck workbook. So as I look at the calendar, I determine which are the bills that need to be paid with this paycheck. So I have my cell phone bill that needs to be paid. I have my home security bill. And I also have my internet bill. And I'm going to try to approach this differently and leave my bill money in my checking account for this month to see how that works out. So I'm not going to be taking this out in cash. And that is all the bills I have for this time frame. So I have those bills I need to plan for. I also have a landscaper coming by next weekend. So I have to budget for that landscaper, the landscaper services, and I'm going to be ordering some gravel for the landscaping project. So I have to plan for that. It's going to be occurring next weekend, so I have to budget for that as well. So I'm going to set this off to the side. I hope everyone is doing wonderful and you're having a great month so far, achieving your financial goals and your financial dreams. So the paycheck date is Friday, October 13th. 2023. So I always have a buffer cushion in my checking account, so I am going to bring that forward. That cushion carryover is 108.55, and I have my paycheck number 1 for October. I have 2 that I anticipate receiving this month. So my paycheck for today is $2,456.88. So if I add those 2 items together, $108.55 plus $24.56.88. That gives me an inflow total of $2,565.43. Okay. So now that I have my income that I'm working with, my inflow that I'll be working with, I can start listing my mandatory bills. These are my fixed expenses. I have to pay these every month without fail. So the first one that I noticed on my calendar is my cell phone bill. And that is due on today or tomorrow. So it's usually due on the 13th, but it takes a while for them to draft it, at least a day or two. I'm going to put 10/13, and my share of that bill is $63. Next, I have my internet bill. That is due on October the 21st, and that amount is $50. I have my home security bill. That is $66.48, and that is due on October 16th. I also have some landscaper services. So landscape services and some new gravel. That does not have a due date. I believe it's going to occur next weekend, and I'm going to budget $300 for this. It probably won't be that much, but I'd rather budget just a little bit over and have enough. So I'm going to add my fixed expenses together. I guess I should have written up here, this is going to cover from October 13th, 2023 to October 26th, because my next payday is on the 27th. So let me add my fixed expenses together. 63 for the cell phone, 50 for the internet, 66.48 for my home security, and 300 for my landscape services. So the fixed expenses total is $479.48. And if I take that away from my inflow, 25, 65, 43, that leaves a leftover amount of $2,085.95, which I'm going to carry down to my variable expenses, $2,085.95. Okay, so first is my spending, my personal spending. This is my allowance. I always reward myself for hard work, and I budget out $100 usually, so I'm going to budget $100 for this time. Next is my groceries. And I am going to budget $150 for my groceries, fast food. We do DoorDash or one of those other options. So sometimes that money goes very quickly. Next is my fur kit. I'm budgeting $50 for supplies and treats. Okay, so next up is my miscellaneous envelope. And I am budgeting $20 for my miscellaneous. Giving is next. And I'm budgeting $20 for giving. And finally, I have card use. And I'm budgeting $25 for card use. Let me add my variable expenses together. So I have $100 for spending, $150 for groceries, $50 for my fur kids, $20 for miscellaneous, $20 for giving, $25 for car juice, and that gives me a total of $365. And I'm going to deduct that from $2,085.95, and that leaves a leftover of $1,720.95. Okay. So I'm going to take the leftover amount here to my sinking funds section. So that's $1,720.95. And I'm going to begin listing my sinking funds. The first of which is my car insurance. And I budget $75 a month. So car insurance is $75. Next sinking fund is gifts. And I am budgeting $25 for that. Next is my health and beauty. And I am reserving $50 for that. All right. And that's all the sinking funds I have. Gifts is for birthdays or Christmas or Mother's Day or Father's Day, things like that. I let that money accumulate in that envelope, and I will probably use it at Christmas time. So I'm going to add these together, 75 plus 25 plus 50, and that gives me $150 for my sinking funds. Subtract that from 17, 20, 95, and the remainder is $1,570.95. Now I am on an accelerated, aggressive plan to pay off my mortgage. So I'm going to reserve an extra payment to my principal. So this is extra payment to mortgage principal. And that is $441. So I'm going to subtract 441 from 1570.95. And that leaves a leftover of $1,129.95, which brings me to my favorite section, extra savings. Have to save something, even if it's 20 bucks, we have to save. Always important to save for that rainy day. Okay, so the first challenge that I have is my Let It Bloom. savings challenge. And I am going to reserve $45 for that. Next is my jar of hearts. Savings challenge. And I am reserving $90 for that one. And I have a 100 envelope savings challenge. And I am going to reserve $35 for that. And of course I reserve this last line. This is my buffer, my checking account cushion. So what I'm also going to do here is, since I see that this is too large of a dollar amount to leave in my checking account where it doesn't earn any interest, I am also going to do a transfer to my savings account. So let's determine how much that is going to be. $1129.95 minus 45 minus 90 minus 35. So I'm also going to transfer $850 to my savings account because I have a goal of restuccoing my house next September, October, and that's going to be a very expensive job. So I am going to reserve that, just transfer it out. So I'm going to put $850 in my savings and transfer it out of this account. So take away $850. So my buffer in my checking account will be $109.95. This is going to be held in my checking account for emergencies. So let me add all these items together and I should have a savings total of $1129.95. Okay. So I have 45 for Let It Bloom, 90 for my jar of hearts, 35 for my 100 envelope, 850 to my savings account, and $109.95 as a buffer cushion in my checking account. And all these savings total $1,129.95. So if I take this extra savings total from the leftover up here, that leaves a zero for a zero-based budget. All of my bills are accounted for, my cash spending, my sinking funds, extra to debt, and all my savings accounts, my savings challenges. Everything is getting a little bit extra. I'm very comfortable with this budget. I think I can stick with this budget, and I'm very happy with this budget. I am going to check my math, and I'm going to add everything just to make sure, because this box here is a prompt for me to check my math. So I have an inflow of $25.65.43. Take away my fixed bills of $479.48. Take away my variable expenses of $365. My sinking funds for $150. my extra to debt for $441, and my extra savings total of $1,001.29.95, and that indeed does give us a zero-based budget. All right, everyone, thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it. Stand by for the next video in which I am going to be doing the cash stuffing. I will list all of my cash envelopes and my savings challenges and take my teller slip to the bank and take out the money I need to stuff my envelopes for the next 2 weeks. So come on back. I welcome you to join my channel. Don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you. Have a wonderful, pleasant day. See you next time. Bye.